USA. So I'm just going through a couple pretties. Uh, so I've got three of my latest houses are all bought in one neighborhood. I can literally walk to the other place in probably 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm going to go there in a minute and show you because I'm pouring concrete shortly. So this house here is one I bought. I replaced the windows. I'm still lacking a couple of windows in the back. I poured in the living room. Filled in the living room with concrete on this. It was a sunken living room. You can see I fixed the fascia, all that raw wood you see. The house next door I also own, and you can see over there I again replaced. You can see the raw wood. I replaced the siding. Both of these properties have new siding around the back. I've walked back there, but my feet are getting muddy because I stripped the backyards of all the crappy trees and things, and it's been a little bit wet here. But so I don't like sunken living rooms particularly. They're usually the first thing I'll fill in, and that's what we're doing this morning. I got a concrete truck coming. Now I know Liam, you gotta argue with me. You just throw down wood and put some plywood over the top, and that does work. But it's not enough to matter to me. The difference, I just soon pour concrete and be done. And never have to worry about a squeak or crack, and it's just easy. It does cost a little bit more, but concrete is a little stouter. So we're heading to the next street over. I bought two houses, both of those, and then there's another street I'm about to pass. Okay, so on both sides of where I just was, on this street as well, I have a house that I bought and sold also. And now on the right here, that's a house I bought maybe a year ago. And this is the street we're going down right here. And this is where we're gonna have concrete. And you can see I got new siding again over here. So let's take a look. I'm just coming in, look at some rebar, and just make sure everything's, you gotta watch your jobs. You just gotta watch your jobs. So I'm gonna take a quick walk in here. Give you see. So now you can see here. This is what I've been calling the Red Rum Murder House, and I've got video you haven't even seen yet, but. I've got video you haven't even seen yet, but that's new siding, and you can see what I mean. The ground's very wet. Yeah, let's go. Good morning. Oh God, it smells so horrible in here. Oh. Anyhow, you can see we've got it's like 3/8 rebar and pinned into the walls. You can see. All the way around. And this will get poured. Oh, do you know what happened to the newspaper clipping? Newspaper? Ah, shit. Anyways, I was hoping I'd show you guys that. Anyways, this is a creepy place. Some pretty, I don't know, strange writings on the wall. But where this was cut out here. Unfortunately, it's missing now, but there was a newspaper clipping that I wanted to save. God damn it. Anyways, it had a list of murderers' last words. I was going to make that part of my prop in my studio. I should have pulled it down and saved it. Disappointed that hit the trash. But you can see this is from pulling up the baseboard and stuff that was around there. That plug will get raised because the concrete's getting raised. And but anyhow, back here, see the trees. Actually, I should have been sitting just along the tree, but we're going through it. Again, this is all new hardy siding in the back. I would have considered changing these windows, except they're already dual glazed. And I think I can clean them up. Again, the fascia, everything's good. It actually has a new roof. So it's kind of creepy and weird as the house is. They had insurance, I guess. They got a new roof from the last storm that was here. But what's everybody doing this morning? Michael, good morning. James, Ryan, how are you? Anyhow, I have another video coming out today. I'm trying to get around to editing. You know, just you guys that are new investors, just be really careful. You know, you got to really watch market. You got to know value. If you don't have my book, get my book. It'll really help serve as a good guide and keep you safe. You know, I have a walking mantra. Easy to do, hard to undo. Very hard to undo problems. Like you can't undo, you know, making a mistake, like buying over market, paying full retail and having the values drop. You know, putting too much in a place that you're not going to get back. You know, my general philosophy, just so you know, on like fixing properties is I'll buy a property like this and flip it as a fixer. In fact, I did that on one street over. And oh, this is funny. So check it out. I bought so many houses here that I'm looking into the backyard of another house that I bought about 2 years ago. Yeah, about 2 years ago. And back on point here, my general philosophy is you gotta kind of feel it. In other words, it's not always the same at the same time. You know, it's not always the same. And what I'm talking about is, you know, I'll flip a property that you know, if I buy something say for 150 or 300, that you know, like this would be worth 450. It's probably worth 400 just sitting here the way it is. But putting a little money in it will also make it easier to finance for the next guy. It'll make it so I'll have a bigger pool of buyers to sell to by cleaning it up nice enough that the bank, you know, will respect it. Or if I left it kind of a wreck like this, the banks really wouldn't want to touch it. And you know, if you knew how it smelled inside, you know. I mean, an appraiser wouldn't even want to walk inside. But and that means like if that it's finance, that brings in a bank, that brings in an appraiser, that brings in other opinions that are going to affect value and affect, or I should say, affect financing more than anything. But in money, sometimes, even though you might not, you know, even though sometimes you can make almost as much just flipping it as is, but if you don't have the cash buyers around or at hand, it's better to go ahead and put that other 20,000 in there, because you'll get all that back and probably a little bit more for sure, but it'll open you up to a huge pool of buyers. And anyways, that's it. Somebody made a comment here. I'm putting out for lease signs for the retail and land company I work for. Oh, well, that's interesting. Yeah, I got to say, I'm, you know, retail, office, industrial, I own all that kind of property. And those are my primary rentals, the ones that primarily give me the biggest checks. You guys, so I'll have to get off here soon. But anyways, I just wanted to show you this. I'll come back and show you after they get the concrete poured. I don't want to walk out here, I'll get muddy. But Hardy on the back, filling in this. Now these cabinets, you know, they're pretty nasty, but they'll paint fine. And I'll put on new well, I'm losing reception. Anyways, you can see that ramp there. That's because we're gonna be pouring into wheelbarrows and running them up here. This is a very small slab. You know, they're just gonna run them back and forth. It's not very big. You know, otherwise I'd have a concrete pump sitting on the street, and we would just pump it in. But don't need it. I've got a lot of trees here. That's why it's gonna be so. In this downturn that we're gonna have, who's on single families? A lot of single family properties with partners, and with the partner's cash, it's easy for him to sit on it, right? But not so easy for the investors necessarily, because right now, I don't think you're going to see any big appreciation. If anything, you're probably going to see a little bit of a decline, or certainly a plateau. And the interest rates are going up, which is going to take its toll on prices on all of us. You know, when interest rate goes up, it takes its toll on selling prices. You know, if they hadn't been cutting the interest rate, not only things would you know, things would probably continue to go up, but you know, it's time. It's time to raise the interest, guys. But anyways, I'll be back later and show you the result. We're gonna paint all three of these houses probably next week, and the exteriors and the interiors painted on some already. Those houses are already pretty much done. The ones that I left earlier. This one here obviously needs to be painted and, you know, kind of redone inside. But I'll show you guys all that and more. And anything you guys want me to get into, industrial, any kind of properties you want to know about, I own pretty much everything on the board. Yeah, thank you for your time and thoughts. Always learning new things with you. Yep. Hey, thanks, Michael. Michael's new in the mentorship too. Him and his wife, Cherish. It's nice to have you guys in here. Yeah, you know, it's nice. I'm seeing a lot of people. You know, light switches going off, and people are. You know, I invite comparison to anything out there for those of you that are interested in actually having a mentor. In fact, I think I'm really the only one that really does actual mentoring. You know, we actually get to talk to me. And but anyways, so FlipAnythingUSA.com. Be sure to visit the site. Please hit subscribe. That's the only thing that counts in this YouTube stuff is subscribes, as far as building the channel and getting attention, which I do want to do. Really want to enlighten as many people as I can, because I've had a wonderful life with this real estate stuff. And hey, Robert, good to see you. And making friends like Robert all over the world. Robert's out of Portugal, and you know, it's just been a fantastic experience and kind of a nice way to go out of, you know, in my years, helping other people instead of just feeding and you know, and just only going for gain for myself, which has been fun too. Don't get me wrong, I love making money, but anyways, it's just nice sharing the knowledge and seeing the wealth and seeing that it's teachable, folks. It's teachable, and I got a bunch of millionaires now. In just a couple of years, and you go see those guys too. You'll see them in the class, but you'll also see them. You can go watch them right now. You can go see them on, you know, on the videos, testimonials that I have. So, hey, you all take care. I'll see you guys later, and I'll be back.